If you take H2 Math and your school is going to be teaching you differentiation in the upcoming chapters, these are the key differences between the O-level syllabus as well as the A-level syllabus so that you can get a sensing of what to expect for these upcoming chapters. So I currently tutor J1 and J2 students at my Math Tuition Center, A1 Math Academy. And we have just started on this topic of differentiation. And I want to give you some information about what these things are and more importantly, how to understand them intuitively so that when you encounter them in class, it'll make sense to you. Right? The first thing being first principles. So what differentiation by first principles basically mean is you are trying to derive the laws that you memorized. So in secondary school, if I ask you to differentiate, for example, d over dx, x squared, you know that you get 2x, right? But why is it 2x and how do we actually derive that it's 2x? Right? That is where differentiation by first principles comes into play that will teach you exactly how this is being derived. So that's actually kind of interesting, right? Now the next concept that you'll learn is this thing called implicit differentiation. So implicit differentiation comes in when I need to differentiate an equation where I can't necessarily make y the subject. So for example, if I were to write it over here on this side of the whiteboard, if I have xy plus y cubed equals to 10, right? If you try to rearrange this whole equation over here, there's no way that you're going to make y the subject, right? It's going to be very, very difficult to do so. That is where you will learn how to differentiate this whole equation with respect to x, even though you can't make y the subject, right? And that is what implicit differentiation is all about. Next, under parametric equations, you have already actually learned parametric equations before in graphing techniques, right? And in this chapter, we basically teach you how to differentiate parametric equations as well, which is kind of similar to your O-level syllabus or rate of change, where you will learn that dy dx is the same as dy d theta divided by dx d theta, where the theta variable over here is actually the parametric, right? This is the parametric that we are talking about. And last but not least, in addition to all of these techniques, you will add on a few more laws to your whole syllabus in addition to the laws that you have already learned in secondary school. And that's where the formula booklet, the MF27, will come into play, where you already have some of them written down there for you so you don't really have to memorize. But of course, there are other laws that are not included in there that you have to memorize as well. So in a nutshell, this is the overall view of differentiation techniques. And if you're looking to get a head start, learn this chapter first before your school actually teaches you in the comfort of your own home. If you don't wish to travel down to my Math Tuition Center in person, then watch this video next to find out how you can learn this all within the comfort of your own home starting from today. So if you're struggling to understand your JC concepts, be it if you're in J1 or J2, we all know that H2 Math can be very, very difficult, especially when your school goes through the concept very, very quickly, and in the end, you're just forced to learn everything by yourself. But fret not, because what I've done is that I've created an entire resource, a whole library to teach you the H2 Math syllabus from scratch. As you can see over here, I've literally filmed a course for every single chapter. So from sequences and series all the way until the end, which is your correlation and regression, right? The last topic in J2. So for all 16 chapters in your H2 Math syllabus, I filmed a course for every single chapter. And for example, if we take a look at sequences and series, what I've done is that I've broken down every single chapter into modular portions again, right? So for the first part over here, under learning objectives and learning materials and resources, what you can do is you can download all of my handwritten notes that I've created for this chapter and also just use it for your own revision. Apart from that, I teach every single chapter from scratch again. So for instance, let's say the definitions of sequences and series, right? This is the first concept. I literally go through in depth over here and teach you the concept from scratch. And not only that, but you will also be able to get hands-on practice with my guided approach through showing you how to tackle the usual type of questions that usually come up for exams, as you can see over here, right? So I go through every single question in depth, go through every single question in detail so that you will know how to tackle these type of questions in the exam situation, right? So I don't just give you the answer, I give you my thought process as well. And I basically do this for every single chapter in the H2 Math syllabus. So if you want to get your hands on this resource, it's super, super helpful in helping you to really get crystal clear on what it is that you need to learn in your syllabus and what things that you can ignore so that you don't waste time. And if you want more information about this library, be if you're in J1 or J2 or even a private candidate, this resource will help you in your revision and you can literally self-study the whole subject all by yourself just by referring to this. For more information about this library, WhatsApp the number on the screen over here and I'll send you more details about the library as well as more information about our premium 24/7 turnaround marketing service that we provide for all library subscribers. I look forward to seeing you on WhatsApp over here.